Those of you who have attended events like this before, who planned events like this before, know that what we call the line by line is very important. Putting together the line by line for this evening has been a little bit like, herding cats. Nonetheless, I do know where we're starting, and we're going to start with SharonSykas. She is a fellow and a fellow of the Vesteroy program, and has come to say a few words for us.
Wires. Good evening. Although we are here to salute Ambassador Petrone, we would be remiss if we did not recognize the love of his life, Augusta. The typical words used to describe a dedicated Republican, activist, grassroots leader, do not begin to describe the impact Augusta has had on the Republican landscape here in New Hampshire. Our political events would never be sold out if it wasn't for Augusta's tireless emails, invitations, reminders of upcoming events, rallies, debates, and celebrations. I know of no one as dedicated to getting the word out on noteworthy articles to read, upcoming speeches, or educational links to ensure that the New Hampshire voters are well informed. But Augusta and Joseph's dedication to informing the public goes well beyond the computer. Ever since they moved full-time back to New Hampshire in the early 1990s, which they moved back into Augusta's family home, they've opened up their beautiful home, Knollwood Farm, to numerous notable speakers of various backgrounds, including the military, public officials, national and state candidates, commentators, and writers. Among the distinguished people are General Thomas McInerney, Rudy Giuliani, Tim Pawlenty, Fred Barnes, Frank Gaffney, Governors Merrill and Sununu, Elizabeth Dole, Charlie Bass, Jennifer Horn, and many, many more. One unique fundraiser I've heard about was when they held a benefit for the Monadnock Music Group, and their special guest was Julia Child. What an event that must have been. We are indebted to the Petrones for their opening of their home and their generosity. Not being satisfied with the status quo, in 2004, Augusta and Joseph wanted to ensure that New Hampshire's primary remained the first in the nation. They co-founded Victory New Hampshire with Harry Levine. By putting together a network of activist groups dedicated to defending our prestigious first in the nation primary, they increased the awareness of the importance of New Hampshire's primary status. Additionally, Victory New Hampshire advocated for the principles and policies of lower taxes, small government, and a stronger national defense. Augusta's involvement in politics did not begin here in New Hampshire. While living on the farm in Iowa, she was active in local, state, and national politics. In 1984, Augusta was Iowa's co-chairman of the Reagan-Bush campaign. And in 1980 and 1984, she was a delegate for Iowa to the Republican National Convention. And in 2000, she served as a New Hampshire presidential elector. Since wintering in Florida, which I've enjoyed visiting them down there, Augusta has carried her Republican spirit and involvement south. She is an active member of the Women's Republican Club of Naples, the Collier County Republican Committee, and no matter where she goes, Augusta gathers interesting Republicans to exchange ideas and to urge them to recruit and educate more Republicans. Her most recent venture was to assist her neighbor and June Cook, who had an idea of Mamas for Mitt. And together, they put together a group that has currently gone all over the state of New Hampshire, recruiting women of all ages and getting them involved in the Romney president campaign. To me, the largest impact Augusta has had is on the women that she has mentored and the role model she has been. Augusta has recruited and inspired women to run for political office. She has always supported New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women, her local Cheshire County Republican Women, the Vesteroy Excellence Service Series. With Augusta's encouragement, these organizations have increased the number of women involved in Republican causes, and they've helped to elect Republican women to state and national office. Augusta, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for your time and dedication to the Republican Party, for all you've done for the state of New Hampshire, for our elected officials, for inspiring women that you have met and mentored, and for being a loving and caring wife of Joseph. But most of all, Augusta, thank you for being you.
Croc TV.